I guess I'm live already. All right. Well, hi. How are y'all? Oh, this thing's going to fall on me. Oh my goodness. You don't even know. I was late. I'm sorry about that, but I have a really good excuse. I just went through mayhem out on the streets right now. So I was, my daughter asked me if we could go to the beach this afternoon. And we used to go to like the pool and stuff on Friday afternoons. That was my thing, is, you know, I'd sneak out. I don't really like, I don't know, having a whole bunch of people there, and Friday afternoons was just kind of like, there weren't that many people and stuff. So we would go to one of the public pools or whatever on Friday afternoon. So I was like, you know what, let's do it for like we used to do it. So I was like, where do you want to go? And she says she wanted to go to, just the lake beach. And I was like, okay, that's fine. It's only, 20-minute drive, no big deal. So, and then my son came down from college, so he went down with us too, which is great. So both of them, well, he had other plans. So he actually had a different car, and he had her in the car with him, which is, I'm so grateful now. So I'm in my car by myself driving back. I'm like, hello, beach theme, right? Got my bathing suit on underneath and everything, and I'm driving home. All of a sudden, torrential downpour. Hi. So torrential downpour comes on. I'm stopped at the light, and there's cars behind me. There's cars to the side of me, of course, because it's like 5:30 at night. So I'm hitting like, rush hour traffic or whatever. And I'm right over where you get onto the freeway. Well, I'm sitting there, and I look down, I look up, and I thought, you know how your car kind of creeps forward? So you slowly it's literally called creep, but you kind of rolls forward. Well, it looked like the car in front, it looked like I was rolling forward. So I put my foot down on the brakes as hard as I could. Nope. It wasn't me moving. The semi truck in front of me was rolling backwards. We weren't on a hill. He was reversing into my car. And I'm like, hello, I'm here. So I hit reverse, on the gear shift, and I'm laying on my horn the whole time. It's not like I go quietly into the night. I'm not that type. So the car behind me, it's literally like right there. So what am I supposed to do? So I can only go a few feet, and the semi's still backing up. And I'm going, why are you, there is nowhere, hello, I'm here. You can't see me. So, because, if you get close enough to a semi-truck bumper, they don't see you anymore. That's a blind spot. So he's not seeing my big old SUV butt. So he's rolling backwards into my car, and I'm like, there's nowhere to go at this point. I'm just laying on the horn like, hello, I'm here. He backs up, and I hear a crunch as he continues to rear end my, rear end? I don't know. He hit a parked car. I mean, essentially, so I'm looking behind me like, at what point does the car behind me get crunched too? Because he didn't have anywhere to go. I mean, we were stopped at a light. I mean, what are you going to do? There's a line of cars behind. There ain't nowhere to go. So we're all watching as if my husband just came in. Don't forget, I have a live event. So he's like, what in the world? So I'm sitting there, and I'm trying to figure out at what point do you get out of the car and just say, here you go, you can have my space too. I'd be like, I'm just kind of sitting there going, I'm about to turn into a pop can. Like, I'm not going to sit here and wait for me to be holding the steering wheel and the engine in my lap. So I'm ready to just jump. It's still pouring down rain, like pouring down rain. And, so I'm literally ready to just, tuck and roll right out of the car. And the people in the cars around me are like, what do you do? He's backing into my car. I'm like, so he finally stops rolling backwards, gets up off of my car. It was like the semi sat on me or something. I don't know. So and I'm still laying on the horn the whole time. And he goes up onto the freeway, and away he goes back to Kentucky or wherever he was from. And I'm sitting here just kind of in shock. Like, did that just literally just happen? Like, did that? So I'm like, what do I do? Like, how do I look at do I go chase it? What do you do? So I pull into the gas station, which is right there. I mean, it was like the slowest accident ever. It literally was like in slow motion as you just, did this happen? So I roll into, and I'm thinking, okay, well, he's just going up and he's turning around. No, he didn't. He got up on the freeway and just go bye-bye. I'm like, well, that's just great. So I pull into the gas station. It's pouring down rain. I'm out there in my freaking bathing suit in a cover up in the pouring down rain. And I'm checking to see and it does, like, the bumper looked weird, but I couldn't figure out like what exactly. Like, it didn't look like any damage, but it just wasn't on right. It was just kind of weird. So like, and there were scuff marks, but I'm just like, well, this isn't really, like, is this broken even? I don't know. So it wasn't right. I mean, I definitely heard a loud crunch, but I wasn't sure like what was going on. So as I'm looking at it in the pouring down rain, one of the other bystanders that, you know, saw me, he pulls in and he's like, oh my goodness. He's like, here's the trucking company's name here. Cause I couldn't see anything. All I saw was the back of the truck and then him gone, you know. And I mean, even the license plate was under my car. So anyway, the guy next to me, apparently he was watching the whole thing. Nicest guy ever. He's like, here you go. Here's how it's spelled. They got, you know, here it was at 5:25. They've got GPS on the trucks. You call the trucking company. You call and make a report and all that. I'm like, okay. So I called to make a report. Y'all, they sent the fire department with lights and sirens and an ambulance. I told them full on I was fine. There was no damage. Like, no, I wasn't damaged. I'm fine. And they're like, is there any fluid leaking from the car? I'm like, I don't know. It's pouring rain down. I don't know. I'm fine. I'm just shaking up, but I'm fine. And so they sent lights inside, and they were there in less than 3 minutes. It was so embarrassing. I was like, oh my goodness. 7 gorgeous firemen just pop right out of the truck and the ambulance, and I'm just dying. I was beat red. I couldn't believe all of that. I mean, obviously, if I was hurt or something, that would be great, but I wasn't. It was, and you couldn't really even see the damage. That's the real part. So they come out, and I was like, I swear, I was like, I got lights and sirens and everything, and they're like, yep, just for you today. You're special. I'm like, Brett worked down at yours. They're like, yep. I was like, okay, tell them I said hi. Just a friend of a friend. So small town, right? So they're looking over. I was like, this is embarrassing, y'all. And they're like, yeah, it's broken. They're like, here. And they popped something and something went pop. And they're like, see, it's fixed. $750. I was like, yeah, whatever. I was like, I'll owe you. They're like, yeah, okay. I was like, should I like call somebody or whatever, you know, whatever. So I call my husband and he's like, you're gonna have to sit there and wait for highway patrol. I was like, I don't have time to wait there for highway patrol. I'm gonna just tell my insurance company it was a hit and run and move on with life. But I did call the trucking company because I definitely have words for you. If you're in a traffic jam at a light and everybody's sitting there waiting, do not reverse. Do not reverse. There's somebody behind you. It was me. Me. Anyway, all right, so that's my story. That literally just happened at 5:25, and here I am on freaking YouTube Live. I'm dedicated to you guys, okay? I got an appointment. Let's go. Yeah, I look like a crazy person out there in the pouring down rain, staring at a bumper. Yep, it's a bumper. I know nothing about cars. It's a travesty. My dad is a transmission rebuilder for like 40 years. I know nothing of cars. I specifically very much do not want to know anything about cars. They drive, that's it. Put gas in them, oil, that's it. I'm good. I don't know. So yeah, but no, but yeah, I mean, at what point do you just kind of go ahead and get out in the pouring rain in traffic and just like, you want my space, you can have it, take the car with my blessing. Like, what? I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I can't reverse. I can't. I just have to sit here and watch you hit me. I mean, what do you do with that? Craziness. Absolute craziness tonight. So hopefully y'all are having a better night than I was. That was, you know, it gives me something to talk about, I guess. Well, what are y'all up to? I saw hello to one person. That's all I've seen come up on the screen. So hopefully y'all are saying hello or talking or something. But I don't know. Hopefully you guys are talking about something in real estate. Got lots of real estate stuff going on. This weekend though, oh my goodness, this weekend, tomorrow is gonna be a crazy busy day. That was why we couldn't go to the beach anyway, but they've got the Bacon Festival. I'm so excited. Are there any problems buying a house as an absentee buyer? You get yourself a really good realtor that's gonna be very honest. You should be good. You don't want somebody that's going after the money only. They kind of went real serious real quick, but you need to have some trust in them. So make sure that they're real honest and real upfront with you wherever you're buying the house, whether it's Florida or something. You, hello, okay. We will definitely, I appreciate that. Whether it's me or anybody else, just make sure they're real super honest with you. Because, you're not, you'll have somebody go in and take a video. Well, they might not tell you on the video, but the house smells like cat pee. You kind of need to know that, So for stuff like that, you want to make sure that they give you their honest opinion and they're not just out for like, a commission or something. A commission, that only lasts as long as you can spend it, but your reputation, that lasts forever. So you got to make sure that they're looking at the long haul, the overall story. So, but yeah, no, there's not, you just want to make sure and send somebody in, to go in and get a video for you inside and out. If you can also, on top of that, get like a FaceTime, and sometimes the internet connection's a little dicey, so that's a little bit harder. And then of course, get a really good home inspection, like go the full gamut and get, anything and everything that helps you sleep at night. So you'll have, honestly, if you do it that way and you're careful, you might actually end up doing better off than if you just walk in and see 10 different houses. Cause I promise you, by the time you're done looking at 10 houses, you forget what the first 2 looked or smelled like. Unless something's really, really bad or really, really great, you're going to forget about it. So, if you're just doing it one house at a time and you got a video that lasts forever, it could actually be even better. So, no, I've been selling houses sight unseen for ever since the beginning of my career. And we're not going to talk about that because I don't want to feel old. But it's been a while. But yeah, that's actually originally not this YouTube channel. Just won't be able to get to Florida to look. Yeah, it happens. It happens. My first ever YouTube channel, that's actually, that was back in the day when YouTube first started. I actually started the channel because I had a whole bunch of pictures of my kids and I have family all over the place and I wanted to share those moments with them. But I also had investors that were purchasing sight unseen and just off of my own, like, hey, here's a good deal, buy it. And I didn't want them to just take my word or just the inspector. So I would go out and take videos. And the videos are terrible. Like terrible, terrible. I was literally walking and I'm like, ooh, smells like cat pee. Smells like money to me. We'll get that fixed right up for you. They were so bad. So bad. But I wanted to be like brutally honest and tell them everything that I saw because I know that they physically couldn't be there. So, and I still think if you're going to go for an investment property and it smells like cat pee like crazy in there, that it definitely is the smell of money because most people aren't going to buy it. And that's actually with the concrete foundation home. It's bad. It was so bad. They were pretty bad, but, those weren't people really that were looking for their own homes. The market's changed so much lately that now we've got a lot of people that are actually going to be living in the home. They're buying their forever home and they've never set foot in it. And that it's just been happening more and more, especially since the pandemic. But previously it was mostly investors that were doing that. But I have been doing it for about 15 years. I've been doing the YouTube videos inside of houses and selling sight unseen. And it is what it is. So yeah, I actually, see? So yeah, I actually managed, some properties for an owner and I bought the houses through, for him or whatever. So, did all that, several of them. And then a couple years later, he calls me up and he says, my wife and I are coming down. We'd like to see our properties. I was like, okay, no problem. I'll set it all up, make sure we got full access inspections and everything. And you can come see what you have. Well, he got down and he sheepishly admitted to me that apparently he told his adult children that they owned a lot of, real estate, that he never set his physical set foot on the property. And they were like, you got a lot of faith in this girl. What if she, sold you swampland or something and you don't actually have these properties? So he had to book a trip down here just to make sure that he could tell his adult kids, I have physically been to these properties and they're great properties. And they really were. They were really, really awesome. But it was hilarious. I was like, That is actually a lot. I mean, I don't know that I could have like several houses that I just never even set foot on. It was crazy, really. But he bought it when it was low, so it's just kind of funny how it works out. But yeah, he had no issue because again, I sent videos and everything, so he had videos of the houses. But if I was a really good con artist, I guess, of course, would you be able to let the movers in? Yeah. I sold a condo a little bit ago, also sight unseen, because he couldn't. How much is approximately is an acre in Ocala? I will get to that question in just a second, Venetia. But yeah, I had a condo over here that he was buying, and I did a video of it, and he didn't really like the paint and the flooring, I think, on one of the rooms. So I got him got him some people. I always got a guy. They tease me because I say that all the time, but I got a guy. So I got him some, contacts for people. They got him estimates and everything during his inspection period, so he knew how much it was going to be. I let him in for the inspections, of course, set it all up, and then he went ahead and purchased the home. They went in, I got them access. I had access to his house. So he hadn't even been in it, like had not set foot in it yet. Went in there, got them in there. They painted. He picked the colors out because, I mean, Sherwin-Williams is Sherwin-Williams. Doesn't matter where you're at. It's the same color paint. So he picked out the colors and everything. They went in. They did the flooring. They did the paint. And then I was like, there's some cleaning that needs to be done. So he's like, I would really appreciate it if you could get a cleaning person over there. So got the cleaning person in, got her in. So when he showed up finally into the house, I never actually got to actually meet him because he did a mail away for the closing and everything. So we talked on the phone. I was like, was it exactly what you thought? Like, because even the keys, I left it on a lockbox. I was like, you go in when you feel like going in. There's the keys. There's the code. So I never actually met him at all. But I also, scheduled the flooring. I scheduled the painting. I scheduled the house cleaners. I got all my people over there to help him out. And yeah, he moved in whenever. I think he ended up going there at like the middle of the night or something. So I was like, you go in whatever time. It's your house. So and I'd mailed him a separate key just in case. But yeah, it was, so yeah, that's not a problem. Venetia, as far as how much, there we go. Okay, is it still frozen? It's thinking about it. There we go. Hey, I'm back. I'm here. Somebody tried to call in. I have it on like do not disturb, and I don't know why anybody's calling me at 7 p.m. on a Friday night, but I swear it's like everybody just decides to call me when I do a YouTube live. I don't know. I gotta figure out another way to do this. Anyway, that's another thing. Venetia, as far as an acre of land, it depends on where you're gonna go. If you're gonna try and get an acre of land right in city of Ocala, there's an awesome neighborhood I love. They go for about $100,000. If you go, that's right in the city though. That's like, half a mile from, that was actually, I just got a voicemail. That was the trucking company calling me back. I probably should call them. I'll call them in a minute. Anyway, if you go over, there's this really cool neighborhood that I like over in, Rolling Hills. It's called Rolling Hills. Those are about 25 to 35,000 for a little over an acre, as long as it's on one of the dirt roads, like right off of a paved road. I personally don't care if it's on a paved road or a dirt road, if it's like right off the paved road, whatever. But if you get on one of the paved roads, they're about 50 or 60,000. So, I mean, but honestly, that's not bad. No mobile homes are allowed though, so if you're going to do a mobile home, that's not the spot for you. So it really just depends. Now, if you go out into the forest, out in Ocala National Forest, we call it the forest here if you don't know that. Anyway, in the Ocala National Forest, you can probably pick up an acre for 15, probably, do some looking, but yeah, about 15,000. So again, it just depends. You get what you pay for every single time. So it just really depends on where you want to be. and how many other people want to be in the same spot. Because the more people that want it, it's supply and demand, the price will go up. So it just depends. It really just depends. And it depends on what you want to do with it. Like if you want to put a mobile home on it, that's going to be different. If you want to do a farm and you want some horses or something, well, an acre, it's only going to be about one horse, if that, but you get half a horse. Well, a mini one. Yeah, it just depends on what you want to do with it. You know, somebody called me recently and said they wanted some acreage because they wanted to do some gardening, and I'm going, that is a farm with horse. Planning to go to Ocala soon. I will contact you. Sounds good. It sounds like we need a meeting. So, just go ahead and do my contact. All right, y'all. My phone number is 352-817-1600. Do not do that right this second because I'm on the live. I'm not going to answer. But yeah, that's my phone number. So if you want to call me, I would honestly say call the office because my phone goes off like constantly. So I'd say call the office. Kathy over there is amazing. She's like the best person ever. She answers the phone and she is pleased as punch to just tell you anything and help you with anything. And she's never had a bad day. She's worked there for years. She has never had a bad day. Who does that? It is crazy. She's always just so happy to talk to people. And she'll like just absolutely just, I don't know, jump backwards to help you. So I'd say call over to Kathy. She knows everything anyway. I'm like the person in charge. She's the woman that actually knows what's going on and does everything. But the phone number for the office is 352-817-9160. Is it sad I had to think about that? That's pretty bad. I don't call the office personally, but yeah, it's 352-817-9160. And you just call over to Kathy. She's awesome. She's there 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. And she can forward calls to me too. If it comes from Kathy, I better answer it because she knows where I live and she'll find me. She'll hunt me down. She get pissy. She's crazy. Love you, Kathy. She makes sure that we've got plenty of coffee in there. She's cool. But yeah, she'll literally, she's got the lowdown on everything. But anyway, she's great. It's so nice when you actually have like a really good cohesive team and everybody is just great with what they're doing and stuff. It's awesome. I absolutely love everybody at my office. They're so cool. Yeah, and you know, they haven't really gone postal on me or anything yet, so that's a good plan. So yeah, no, they're really awesome. Really awesome. But yeah, Kathy, she'll get you set up. Yeah, I don't know. It's been crazy lately, but what else? Did I have any other questions? I thought I saw another question on there. Hold on. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Any word on the Freedom Crossing homes in Ocala? Ooh, yes, that's a good question. Okay, so there was this major thing that happened recently that hasn't been talked about too much. But Armstrong Homes, they actually sold, they're not actually building or doing anything anymore. They sold or they're selling to Lennar, which we've never had Lennar Homes as a builder in Marion County, to my knowledge. So everything kind of like clicked pause on their stuff basically as all these contracts and stuff went through. I mean, that's crazy. If you own subdivisions and you are building and you've got all these contracts and stuff and then you sell to another, I can't even imagine the contracts that they had to go through. I mean, that would be just mind-boggling. But yeah, so now we're supposed to have Lennar Homes. I haven't seen personally how Lennar Homes builds their houses, and unfortunately I've gotten some info from people in other areas that do have Lennar Homes, and I haven't got like really good reviews on them. So I haven't been saying much until I physically see it. I don't want to like pass any judgment because that's not cool. Like, you don't want to do that. So I really only promote companies that I really like. I really like their products and stuff. So there's like a lot of times that you'd be like, oh, what about this house over here? I'm like, yep, it's a house. All right. There is one builder I will not, I don't. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was them calling me again. I guess they were hoping to make sure I was alive. I don't know. Anyway, what is it with Friday nights and me getting all these phone calls? I swear. Anyway, what, I just missed a question. Hold on. Gotta pull it back up. What about the ridge at Heathbrook? What about it? Like, what are you looking to do? No, Heathbrook is actually, I mean, it is expanding and everything over there. I actually just got kind of, that's through, I think DR Horton is building that over there. They have the VA clinic, and I was really curious about that because that's about to open. I mean, it's pretty much ready. All the lights are on. When you see all the lights go on, then you know it's good. It looks like it could be like used right now, but no, not so much. They're putting stuff in and getting stuff set up and whatever. So anyway, but that's the VA clinic, and that's like, it looks like a hospital, honestly, a really small hospital. It's really cool. So that's right there, and then all that stuff's back and there. I mean, they're working right along, but I don't see any houses. I mean, they're still working on like roads and stuff. It's gonna be a while yet. But yeah, they've got like, you know, a no trespassing sign right there that I happen to have maybe seen. So I'm gonna have to get like a private tour or something back there, but I don't see any houses built back there. So probably waiting on that. Are they planning on building houses close to the WEC? Yeah. The World Equestrian Center is definitely, they're building some housing. Absolutely. Keep in mind, it's the same people. That's Royal Shell. They are essentially a real estate company. In fact, I actually went out to try and interview somebody at the World Equestrian Center just to, you know, get a little feedback and stuff, and they said they couldn't, that the Royal Shell would not be happy with that. So yeah, I can't interview anybody out there. They can't go on camera with that stuff. So I was like, oof. Because I mean, truly, for, you know, I personally kind of take it as, you know, I think that's flattering that they think I'm like competition with them. That's crazy. Their houses are, you know, millions of dollars. But yeah, that's Golden Ocala and all of that fun stuff out there. That's totally, of course, going to be housing and stuff. But they're still only in phase 1 of the World Equestrian Center. There's going to be like 3 or 4 phases to it. So it's still building and still, it's, oh my goodness, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. Are they building anything in the Winding Farms area on 200? Holy smokes. Okay. Winding Farms area of 200. I would say yes. The only construction I've seen on 200, there's so much going on. Oh my goodness. On 200, the only thing that I've really seen a huge change in is they took down those, you know, that car dealership right there by Cheddar's. They took that down. I'm dying to see what they're going to put in there. I'm going to have to, I just saw Kevin Sheely last night, and I didn't get a chance to talk to him. It was a Chamber of Commerce event. So I'm going to have to like bug him and see what's going on over there. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know by next week. I'll hunt somebody down over there and ask what's going on. But they are putting in, keep in mind, y'all, they are putting in a lot of apartment complexes. Like you know, that was something that Kevin and I talked about in that interview that I put up here. Him talking about how many apartment complexes. Well, they've gotten Marion County approval all over the place. I mean, we're talking like 14 to 16 massive complex. There's one coming down the street from my house. I'm like, in a Publix. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of happy, kind of excited about the Publix, not so sure about the apartment complex. Yes, there are more apartments for ranch going to be built as well, townhomes. Yes. It's a different builder than the ones that built before, which is probably a good thing. But because I think most of that stuff was Pulte, and that's not his building now. But yes, they are building actually more townhomes in Four Ranch. Actually, that was approved like last year. But they're actually building apartments like all over. There's like over 1,000 unit apartment complex that's just coming in on 95th down, not far from the Publix that's coming in anyway. So a little bit further down, but yeah, Kind of crazy. It's crazy. Apartment complexes are going to pop up all over. And quite frankly, we need them. I know everybody's like, there's more people. Yeah, but we really need it. Like, if you called around trying to find an apartment right now, it's crazy. It's literally like months waiting list. It is insane. So, I mean, we have so many jobs and so many job opportunities for people, but we don't have the housing for them. And I don't want people to like not move here just because they can't find an apartment. Yes. They're small though. Really, honestly, they're pretty small. I would say honestly, if you were going to build a house for under 200,000, I would say build it yourself. Like, go ahead and get a builder and do it yourself. Because that's probably, if you try and buy a spec home, a builder that's building on speculation and they've got investors and stuff and all of that, it's probably going to be closer to 220, 225 right now for the less expensive, least expensive houses that are like, you know, nice size houses. You can though still buy houses, brand new construction for under 200,000, but they're so small. It's only single car garage instead of a 2-car garage. You know, it's just kind of, you know, just, there is a subdivision up by, the World Equestrians. I'm sorry. I keep scratching, but I have like a mosquito bite on the back, probably from when I was outside the car accident. Anyway. But yeah, there's a subdivision, called Rainbow Park out there. Because Ocala Park Estates, that like filled up, man. That was, gone. There's very few lots available in there, and the people that are selling them, they're like astronomical prices. But there's a huge subdivision that started in the early 2000s, and then just, you know, as we went into the recession, just stopped. So there's a whole bunch of like dirt roads in there, which, if you had seen it like 10 years ago, it was crazy. It was like, it was Jumanji in there. It was insane. Like the whole stop sign and everything was completely covered with greenery. It was like Florida took the roads back. It was like, oh my goodness. But now because the World Equestrian Center is just down the street and the lots in there are very inexpensive, there's a lot of building going on. So, I don't believe they're allowing mobile homes at this point in there. But the houses, they're very affordable houses, and that's definitely where you would see one for right around that range, around 200,000. Again, you know, they're not going to be huge, but they are going to be homes. I'm glad you enjoy them. I'm always very nervous on live. I never know what questions you guys ask and if I can answer. It's a little intimidating. There's like a whole bunch of y'all. There's only me. But you know, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you straight out, I don't know. No idea. But yeah, I tease my agents. I'm like, what is this? Ask Google. I don't know everything. I just know what I know, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys watching. It would really be awkward if it was just me on here. I don't know. What do you do with that? Just sit here, talk to nothing. I have noticed I haven't been doing that many restaurant reviews, so I do want to go and do some more restaurant reviews. That was my least favorite one. So I love to eat. Y'all know, if you've been watching any of my videos, you know I love food. I'm such a foodie. There's never been a restaurant that I really truly don't like. Yeah, going to a restaurant and having the camera sitting on the table watching me eat, that's pretty hard, but man, that food's good, and if it's good, you want to share it. So I'm going to do some more of those. I did go to the chicken salad chick finally. I don't normally do chain restaurants in any way because I want to support my local businesses, and if you guys have the same restaurant in your town, you don't care. But I like some of those, you know, the smaller restaurants. So I try and show you like some of the hidden gems and stuff, and some of them haven't gotten a fair shout out from me yet. So I'm definitely going to go to more of those and let you know where the good places to eat are, because we got some good food here, like really good food. So anyway, so I'll go and do that. I'm still trying to find a good local place for biscuits and gravy. I can go to Bob Evans for that, and they're okay. It's okay, but that I know I've had really good biscuits and gravy before, and if you get some really good, you got to stick to that. So, because biscuits and gravy, that can turn gross real quick. So yeah, my grandma was really, you should try the food truck. I do try the food trucks. I've had some really amazing food truck food down in Tampa area. The bride wants to know if there are any good bakeries in the area. Yes. I prefer the Spanish ones. I really like, I say Spanish, the Latin bakeries are probably my favorites, truthfully. I don't know. The food is just amazing. It's just, so good. I'm really addicted. Quesitos, love those. And you got to have them nice and fresh and oh my goodness. So, I prefer some of the Latin bakeries, but yeah, there's some pretty good ones too. Yeah, I could definitely do some videos on those. I wouldn't mind going to some bakeries. So yeah, but I did go to Chicken Salad Chick lately. That finally, planning on visiting the WEC, but still not sure what is exciting to do there or what to look for. Well, the food for sure. I don't know. Just walking around, it's kind of like going to Disney World, but without the rides. Hey, Melinda, how are you? Yeah, going to the WEC is, you can watch the shows, the horse shows. I'm going there soon. A friend of mine has her horse that's competing, so I'm going to go there and watch. I told her that to let me know when it was competing because I wanted to go and like give you kind of backstage pass kind of thing. So, yeah, so I'm going to go and do that. There is a new food truck on 200 behind Burger King near Sam's Club. Really? Oh, I know. That's really not far from my office. I mean, like, I'm just over on the other side of 75 on 200. All right, so I'm going to go and check because, yeah, if it's good food, I mean, hello. Yeah. We went to Williston. We were goofing off in Williston the other day. That was fun. But there was a pretty good barbecue place over there. And they have another one in Denellen, which I hadn't been to. So I'm going to go over to the one in Denellen. Might bring y'all along for that. That was pretty good barbecue, actually. Yeah, they had it was good. So I'll make sure and get some video of that. But yeah, there's some really good places to eat. I just got to get over myself and actually put it on camera because, oh my goodness, eating good food is messy and just getting on camera and doing that is crazy. But I mean, if it's good food, I want y'all to know about it because I want you to go there. So, hey, Philly here. Hey! But yeah, if you go to the World Equestrian Center, there is just so much stuff to see. Definitely if you go on the weekend, especially, they've got shows and stuff going on. It's cool. They did a food and wine festival not too long ago. I wanted to go, but the tickets sold out before I could go. So before I could get one, yeah, that was kind of cool, honestly. But yeah, it's like the shows and stuff. I mean, watching horses. Okay, I don't know if it's just me, but if you ever watch horse jumping events, I watch them because I swear I know somebody is going to fall, right? It looks like they're going to fall right over the front of the horse. So I'll watch over and over again, just waiting to see when that person falls over the so bad. It's so bad. I know that sounds awful. But, it's just, I'm like, how in the world can they stay on the horse? The horse is like going like this, and they're just kind of, I don't know. I always think that I'm going to watch somebody fall, and I kind of like move forward every time I'm watching, as if I can do anything to help them. I don't know. It's just a reaction. So I do it like every time. It's just crazy. But, so I love watching the horse jumping events. It's really, really cool. And then the one I'm going to soon is the is it Pasofino with the horses. Like, I get so nervous. Oh, good, I'm glad it's not just me. Just like, oh, stay on there, stay on there. Oh, they're gonna oh, it's so crazy. But yeah, that one's really fun. But I mean, seeing those live events, that's so cool. And then you can see the ceremonies after and just having stuff like that. And then they have different things like, I don't know. I went there one time and they had this woman that was on a keyboard and she was singing at the same time and the keyboard was on like some kind of remote control or something. She was on like this moving stage that like went all over. It was cool. So there's just a lot of stuff to see and do, and you can see the horses all over and it's absolutely beautiful. So it's kind of like going to a park, but it's I don't know, interactive. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Why do you go to parks? I don't know, just to kind of see what's going on and what they're doing. All these horses and everybody's got a dog on a leash everywhere. And it's just cool. I don't know. I just can't say enough for it. It's just, it's very, you just kind of have to go to know, just to see that just how big it is. But I haven't been over there lately, and it changes so much. So we all do a food thing over there on that one. So kind of cool. It's just so much is changing and growing and stuff. It's hard to keep up. It's never been open. Okay, y'all, WEC just opened in March. So I'm sure it's going to look really amazing during Christmas time, but they've never been open for Christmas time before. This will be its first Christmas ever. So I would assume so. I know downtown Ocala, oh, you want to talk about, they call it Light Up Ocala. Yeah, like the majority of the light bill for the city is down there. And then they also do, normally they'll do a, they have a ice skating rink. It's a terrible ice skating rink. If you know how to do ice skating, it's annoying because it's like so bumpy and everything, but that's like if you've actually been like real legit ice skating. But you know, for Floridians, our Floridian kids out there, they're like, ice skating, you know, so, but it's fun. They go out and they go ice skating downtown on the square. I don't know if they're going to be doing that this year. Again, social distancing and stuff, who knows, but yeah, they do, Light Up Ocala is huge. They take Christmas very seriously here. So there's like horse-drawn carriages, and the whole square is just lit up like crazy. I mean, just lights everywhere, more lights than you could possibly imagine. It's really pretty. It really is pretty. But I'm sure the World Equestrian Center is going to be, you know, lit up like no tomorrow as well. But this, I have no idea what it would look like because they've never had one before. This will be the first one. So, you know, kind of interesting to see what happens. You'll have to go and let me know. So, yep, it was lit up. No, I don't know. Everybody's so ready for Christmas, and it's like, it's fall. I mean, I know everything went on clearance over at the Walmart because they're trying to make room for everything else to come in. So, I don't know. I gotta clean up. Gotta fix my accent. I'm going way too southern. I gotta, yeah, I gotta quit with the accent too much because, yeah, if I could fall too far down that one, then nobody's gonna understand me, and they're gonna be like, why do you sound like a hick? Anyway, so yeah, I catch myself when I say the Walmart instead of Walmart. You guys say Walmart. So you don't say I've got to go down to the Publix. You say I have to go to Publix. So gotta clean it up. I'm too lazy this afternoon. That's what it is. I'm just kind of over today. It's crazy. So yeah, it was but yeah, they do a lot with that. But there is a fall festival coming up. I haven't even told you guys yet because I didn't know that we were participating. I got, what is it called when you're volunteered for something or what? But you volunteered for something, but you didn't actually volunteer for. I forgot what it's called. But so I was voluntold. That's what it is. I was voluntold. So Timberline Farms, he has Frank over there. He has this really cool fall festival, and I had intended to actually ask him if I could be a part of it or whatever, but he called us up last night and he said that, you know, yeah, we are definitely, you know, sponsoring with him, and we're doing a tent and everything. And so I didn't volunteer to sponsor. He was just the Army. I think he actually was in the Army. I know he was in the Army, so still searching. It's getting better, I think. It's not going up. The real estate market is not climbing any further. So, and I have seen quite a few houses have actually dropped their price. So I think a lot of people were like, okay, the market's at its highest. Okay, I'm going to like get every penny that I can. And they went astronomical amount. And it was like, we're not crazy. Like, let's don't get crazy here. So a lot of those houses have actually dropped their price back to realistic levels. So so we've been holding pretty steady. So as long as you got a decent realtor, you're gonna get your house. But you better, like, you have to be in it. And that's true of any market at any time. Like, some people, they'll be like, okay, I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy a house. And then the first little pitfall or the first little bump in the road happens. And they're like, that's it. I give up. I'm done. What, what do you want, a house or not? Like, if you really want something, fight for it. I mean, don't just give up the first, no. Hello. The same thing with selling your house. Don't give up the first time. If you have a buyer or something and their financing falls through or whatever, okay, you go get you another buyer. But don't just give up on what your goals are. You got to push through. So, yeah, there was oh my goodness, funny story, you guys. Okay, so years ago, I was actually I went to this event they had for first-time home buyers, and it was put together through the city and stuff. And they had different speakers come in and stuff. And it was actually through the SHIP program. SHIP is SHIP, as in Paul, not otherwise. Anyway, so it's a really good program for first-time home buyers, and not necessarily, I don't want to say low income, because it's not like low income, but it's like a down payment assistance program, and it's through the city of Ocala. It's really cool. So they had this thing going on, and you have to take this class. And I really wanted to see what it was all about, because how in the world am I supposed to help somebody else if I have no idea what the whole thing is? So it was a free class. I was like, I'm going to take the class. Let's go see. It was on a Saturday at the library. I was like, yeah, sign me up. Let's do this. So, again, how am I supposed to explain it to somebody if I don't even know myself? So I went to the class. So, and I felt like a total doofus, just sitting there as a realtor in a class for a first. I was like, I hope nobody in here knows me, because they're gonna be like, what in the world are you doing taking a beginner's class basically on this? But I really wanted to know. And it was actually really, really, really good. If I had to design a class for first-time home buyers, that's exactly the information I would want them to have. But this realtor goes up, and she was a realtor from Citrus County, and this was in Marion County, obviously. And she is from Citrus County, and she goes up and she says, they didn't want friend Nicker. He would appreciate it. Hi, Nicker. Is a hello okay? I'm a Jehovah's Witness, honey. I don't do birthdays. but Nicker, I love you, honey. And I'm so happy that you're with us and you were born, and I'm so thrilled that you're watching. So, hi, Nicker. Okay, I hope that suffices. But yeah, so they got this realtor from another county over in Citrus County, and because they didn't want like conflicting stuff, so they would never invest in your tract. No. So they have her over there, and so they brought her over so that it wasn't like conflicting or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so they brought her up. So she tells the whole group, she says, look, I'm going to explain home buying to you. She says, it's just like a roller coaster ride. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be loop-de-loops, and there's going to be unexpected surprises. But I'm going to tell you right now, your realtor is going to be right next to you, going along the same ride. They're strapped in, they're not getting off, they're going to see it to the end. And I was sitting there just in awe of how she went on to speak and do more, talk more. But I was just absolutely in awe of how well she explained the process, and how it was just, that's what it feels like sometimes. It's just a roller coaster ride. What's the funny part of this story is this year I went to the Realtors Convention, the Florida Realtors Convention. And they announced the president of the Florida Realtors Association, the entire state of Florida. And it was that realtor. And it has been years and years since I didn't remember her name. I'm terrible with names anyway, but I didn't remember her name, but I remembered her, and I remembered what a huge impact she made on me that day, and how much I wanted to help people understand the process and stuff. It was huge. Like, I'm going to like start tearing up. So after, she spoke and everything, and I went and talked to her, and I said, I just want you to know, you don't know who I am, but you made a huge impact on me and how much I want to help people. And she was just like, okay. And like she has no clue. But it was so funny that years and years ago, she spoke, and she just really spoke to my heart. And now she is the Florida Realtors Association. I need to have some kind of like public service announcement for my phone on Friday nights. Stop calling me. Just, I'm gonna fix this, y'all. I will fix this. I don't know how, but I'm going to fix this. Okay. Just don't call me on Friday nights. One night, 1 hour out of the night, out of the whole week. Yeah, you think this is bad? You should see my phone during the days. It's great. It's like Grand Central. That's why I'm like, don't try and call me. Just call Kathy. She'll get you through. But yeah, my phone is like Grand Central Station. It's a little insane. But anyway. But yeah, I was really thrilled with that I actually, that's who the president of the Florida Realtors Association is, this realtor from Citrus County. And she's just such a heart. She just absolutely wonderful person. So anyway, I had to share that. She actually had a stroke a couple of years ago, and she's actually doing really amazing, and just really strong woman. Just absolutely somebody that has definitely earned my respect. So just, yeah, really cool story that. But anyway, for me it was. Anyway, I don't know. You guys are like, okay, weird, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, that is the most accurate description of the home buying process I have ever heard. And it's buyers and sellers either way. But it literally is. It's like some crazy ups, some crazy downs, some loop-de-loops thrown in. As long as you're strapped in for the whole ride, though, you'll be fine. Don't try and get off in the middle, because you ain't going to make it to the end. Like, you got to get all the way through. There's no getting off. Once you see that, like, you know, that click, 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 you're like, oh, this was a bad idea. I don't know about this. What's there to do in Ocala for kids? Holy smokes. What isn't there to do in Ocala for kids? Oh, my goodness. There's so much. For me personally, I'm always looking for the cheap stuff so I can do it repeatedly. So yeah, the Discovery Center is like a small science museum, hands-on museum for kids. That's probably the first place I would start. For kids, I would definitely go there. They have splash pads for free all over the county. So definitely find out where all the splash pads is. I'm pretty sure there's one in your area because they're all over. Oh my goodness. They have stuff at Tuscaloosa Park all the time. There's events all the time over at Tuscaloosa. You know what you could do is go into, Google, hold on. I gotta ponder it for a second, my brain. Google Ocala Parks and Recreation. And when you go on there, it's going to have a guide, for the fall. And I think it's like 37 pages, something like that. Anyway, you go on that, and it has by age range what things are available to the kids at whatever range and how much it costs and stuff like that. There is so many crazy things and stuff. Can you send me a list of condos? What is your number? And call my office. Don't try and call me right now. But call my office. It's 352-817-9160. My 20-year-old son wants to move to Ocala. Well, welcome to your 20-year-old son. He'll be there in 2 to 3 weeks. Well, goodness, he's going to be here really soon. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know. I've got so many young people in my, I'm starting to feel old. Yeah, there's like a whole, my personal assistant, she's like 19, 20. One of my agents, he's 20. I think he just turned 21. Just so many young people, and there's, you know, everybody talks bad about this, like this last generation here, and like how, you know, but they're hard workers. So good. Can I ask? Of course you can ask questions here, huh? Of course, that's what this is for. Ask a realtor. Knock yourself out. Absolutely. If it gets too personal or something you don't want to share with, you know, everybody, you can go ahead and, you know, send me an email if you want. I can go ahead and do it. And I got to put that on, like, I don't know, something. I'm just sitting in my house chatting on the phone. But anyway, it's my first name and my last name at gmail.com if y'all want to send me an email. It's Andrea, Andrea, Proeber, Proeber at gmail.com. If you ask me why it's Proeber, I will tell you it's because my husband says that's the way it's supposed to be pronounced. I personally do not think that, but it's not my name, it's his. I'm going to go with what he says. He's like, yeah, Proeber, like Schrader. It's supposed to be an umlaut, the little circle with the dot, or umlaut, whatever. Anyway, he's like both grandparents, third generation. I seriously had to sell. Proeber spelt that way. Really? It's Proeber. I asked somebody from Germany how it was pronounced, and it was actually Proeber is how it's supposed to be pronounced. So the umlaut in English would be like an oo sound, like pool, but he doesn't say it that way, and it's not like I can pronounce my name differently than him, and it's his name. So all right, whatever. I don't even argue about it. It's like whatever. I had a really easy name before. It was Jane, Jayne. Super simple, right? I mean, I loved that name. I kept it as my middle name. My brothers, not so much. That's kind of hard for your brothers to be named Jane. But, they got over it eventually. But yeah, now I got Proeber. Andrea, I just purchased a house in Fort Ridge for 2, and I would like to know how the rental rate goes for that area. Where can well, I got somebody that wants to rent from you right now, that's for sure. You know what? I definitely have somebody that wants to rent from you. She's struggling to find something right now. They're right around $2,000 a month over there. I'm planning on selling my house. Hold on. I'm planning on selling my house. The interested buyers here all come to my house and left happy, want to buy it. But all of them back out because, why would they back out? Because of my neighbor. Whew. Oh, that's brutal. And, Greg, that is, oh, neighbors will do you in every time. If it's because they're messy or loud or something like that, if they're messy, I'd call the city on them and have the city deal with it. I mean, even if it's a short-term solution, at least you can get it up enough so you can move. So I'd definitely make a few phone calls. Just keep calling the city until they come out and deal with it. That's actually one of the easier ones. Have an apartment. Hopefully everything will go well. I hope everything will go well too, honey. So, if they're loud or obnoxious or something like that, that's a lot harder to deal with. I would try and figure out what times they're home and, set up showings around not those times. I don't know. It just depends on what the neighbor issue is. If there is any way to resolve it, I mean, good grief. For me, I'd go to the neighbor's house and be like, your lawn needs help. I need to sell this house. I got a lawn guy. I'm going to pay for it myself. Don't you worry about it. We all get busy. Let's just, but whatever you got to do to sell your house, and if it's the neighbor's house, it's a little harder because it's not like you can just like go over and start trimming their bushes without their permission. But yeah, I mean, it really just depends on the situation. Oh my goodness. Which 55 plus neighbor? It depends on what you like. For me personally, goodness. I know it sounds really crazy, but there's this little tiny one called Spruce Creek, just frame houses. I like the smaller ones where the homeowners association isn't crazy. That's, they don't have a gate though. And if you're wanting something with a gate, that's not going to work for you. And I think all of them are frame homes in there. So if you want concrete block, that ain't going to work for you. But I just I like the feeling in there. I don't know if everybody's just super friendly. They're just, it's got a swimming pool, but the HOA fees are pretty low. So, yeah, it's not, I don't know. Sometimes I'll go through and it just feels, they try so hard to keep other people out that they end up being a prison in themselves, if that makes sense. They try so hard just to make everything safe that they end up inside of a prison. I guess that's the way I was trying to say it. So I don't like going into them where it feels more like I've been imprisoned in a government facility. I don't like that feeling. So, I mean, honestly, for Southwest Ocala, grand majority of the homeowners associations and 55 pluses are over in Southwest. I say like this because that's where I live, is in Southwest. I'm not in a 55 plus because, we got kids. But yeah, I mean, I'm surrounded by them over here, and I love them. They're great. They're really great neighbors. But for me personally, I like the ones that, I can get out of. I'm not such a fan of the gated communities, but that's just me. Other people really love having a guard and a gate, and they love having, you know, it really enclosed, and they feel safer that way. So, you know, you do you. They have something for everybody. I just spent countless hours, I'm not even joking, countless hours going to every single homeowners association, 55 plus, average condo in Ocala. We don't really have that many condos. My neighbor is very weird. I'm sorry. Greg, I'm so sorry. I don't even know what to say to that. Whew, he wouldn't make it here. He wouldn't make it here. Okay, so yeah, but I did a video. So I'll get to that in a second. Oh my God! No, did you guys see that? What should I do? Oh, you're in an HOA? Well, no wonder they don't want to use nuts. Whew, okay. Yeah, that's a walk. Oh, wow, that's a rough one. Okay. So, yeah, I'll get to that. Yeah, but if you're wanting to know about 55 plus communities, y'all watch that video. It's like an hour long. It's every single 55 plus community in Ocala. Every single one, driving through, basic information. It took forever. I had to go drive through every single 55 plus just to give you guys enough footage. It was crazy. So, yeah, just watch that video and you can kind of go through it and see what you want to see and what you don't. All right, I got to go back to that comment because, oh my goodness. So, Greg, I hope I can call you Greg. My neighbor is very weird. He shouts pro-vegan slogans during the day, uses a porta potty, which smells, in his yard opposite mine, despite having a bathroom, and has trained his dog to steal my mail. What should I do? Well, move. Like, if you had to describe the weirdest neighbor on the planet, you just won the award. Like, what? Okay, he's batty. Okay, wow. Wow, okay. Holy smokes. That's, oh my God. Okay. Well, if it were me and I had Crazy Town, see, I say that my husband keeps me, I know it sounds weird to say that as a very, you know, proud feminine person, but my husband does keep me in line because I don't have a top. Like, if crazy happens, I just keep going up. So he helps me in, like, you don't want to go down this path. You don't want to go down this path. Reel it back in. So he's my saner side. I used to call him my speed bump, but he's really more my parachute, my safety net. So he keeps me all the crazy stuff off. But for that one, for me personally, he would probably say something like, go and talk to him and try and be reasonable, do what you can to just say, look, you know, if you don't like me, that's cool. I'm going to be out of here soon and you can go pick on the next neighbors. But if you could just tone it down long enough for me to sell my house, that would be great. Cool. If you can do that. If he is like super crazy town, I'd try and get him to move. Like, you know, I would probably get him to move a little bit faster because, you know, crazy people, they don't like other crazy people. So, yeah, I think I would probably just, I'd probably go deer hunting and bring the carcass back with me. Leave it in the driveway for a bit. I don't know. Oh, Craig, are you paying for the HOA? Because if you are, you may have to find avenues to complain. Yes, absolutely. That is, Melinda, you are so much nicer than me. That is much, much better. I would definitely talk to the HOA, but there's not a lot that they legally can do about, you know, he obviously has some intelligence because he, you know, has the dog stealing the mail. Well, you know, the dog stole the mail, not him. So he's got an out there. people have a freedom of speech. He's definitely doing stuff that he is legally allowed to do. So I'm thinking that he is fairly intelligent. So if he is fairly intelligent and you can have a conversation without, you know, making sure you don't hit him, because I'm sure at this point you definitely probably want to. But if you can have a reasonable conversation with him and say, look, if you wanted to get rid of me, mission accomplished. You've succeeded. However, I can't leave until we get this house sold. You will have brand new neighbors, and they may even be vegan, okay? Y'all can have vegan parties together. It's great, but I have to sell my house first. So if you could just tone down the crazy for long enough for me to get this house sold, that would be awesome. And barring that, I'd try and get him to move. Like I said, if he's like that pro-vegan, I think he's probably doing it. He's probably not that crazy. It sounds like he's just doing it to drive you nuts. So yeah, try and get him on your side with the whole moving thing. Any which way you can talk to him. If you cannot talk to him, yeah, I would probably just try and get him to move, or at least drive him crazy enough to have him committed. I don't know. I don't know. But again, I don't have that. I'm probably the wrong person to ask, because I don't have that, you know, like off switch where it's like, okay, you've gone and done this, I'm gonna do this, you're gonna, yeah, it's a bad plan. So yeah, you probably not a good plan to listen to me. Just have a nice conversation with them. Make sure, you know, just see if you can talk sense to him. That would honestly be the best route, honestly. But barring that, I'd drive him freaking nuts, and I'd have fun doing it. But that's just me. I'd also get some security cameras up on your house. That would probably be a good plan. Just saying. Crazy neighbors definitely need security cameras. And I'm doing really well. I absolutely love my neighbors over here. My neighbors are awesome on all sides. They're awesome. You know, we bring each other tomatoes from our gardens, and I mean, just everybody is super, super nice. I wouldn't have any issue with any of them. They're awesome. Literally all down the street. There's not one that just irritates me. They're just super, super great. So it's probably mostly to do with my husband. He goes out and talks to them. But you know, my son was working on his car one time, and the neighbor next door was like, you know, do you need a hand? Do you need any help with anything? And they're sitting there talking cars and stuff for a while. My husband was working on my daughter's bike. The guy across the street, he works on bikes, and he comes over, do you need a hand? Is there anything I can do? And he actually helped my husband with my daughter's bike. I mean, I have no complaints on my neighbor. Not that I'm bragging right now. It's just I'm not in that situation. So I don't know. But yeah, I'd probably go. My younger brother he's always got a weird neighbor that's always causing a fight. So, but yeah, he actually had a really crazy. He's not in HOA or anything, and apparently, his neighbor next door, she came on to him aggressively a few times, and he wants nothing to do with her. He loves his wife, and he has kids and stuff, and he didn't want nothing to do with her. But apparently she did that a couple of times. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad, Denise. Oh, you and I are fairly close. We're pretty good neighbors over here too, so not too bad. I mean, not walking distance or nothing, but close enough. We're in the Southwest. That's our quadrant. We're quadrant buddies. That's what we're at. But actually, I go by you all the time, so I got to take my daughter up to Westport, so pop back anyway. But yeah, so he was telling me not too long about that. I've tried making peace with him, and requested him to cooperate, but he says he doesn't want new set of neighbor. Oh, he loves you. Okay. Oh my God. It just kind of gets worse. But he says he doesn't want new set of neighbors again. So in addition to being weird, he intentionally tries to, ooh. Well, I would probably go ahead and change his mind about wanting new neighbors then. You are apparently a very nice person to be as a neighbor. I would maybe change that. If you got any neighbors that go deer hunting, because it's deer hunting season coming up pretty soon. Just saying. I'm pretty sure they do a deer carcass for you. Just park it out there legally. Ain't nothing wrong with it if it's in like Yeah, I'd probably get him to either move or change his change his mind about wanting new neighbors. So yeah, if he's doing it intentionally, he ain't no friend of yours, that's for sure. What a jerk. Yeah, you got a special one right there. But yeah, if he's doing it intentionally, he can also stop doing it intentionally. So yeah, if you really want to sell and you really want to get out of there, what protects him by law also protects you. I have milk delivered to me at dawn. It helps me for my training. He stays up all night to throw water balloons at me. What a whack job. At my milkman because he is against dairy. So yeah, get you some security cameras up. I'm surprised the milkman hasn't like got him for like assault, because you know that's assault. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, I would go ahead and what protects him also protects you. You are legally allowed to say your mind. You are allowed to, you know, promote cows or whatever. So it is the same thing. I would try my best to get him whatever, some health codes, porta potty in someone's yard. I would definitely have, right? Seriously. I mean, he's a whack job. But yeah, I would get some video cameras up though too, because you don't like, the issue with escalating things or changing somebody's very much crazy opinion. He is obviously a lunatic. I mean, who throws water balloons at milkmen? I mean, they're just doing their job. This guy needs to do something else with his life. He's probably on something. So I'd say probably go ahead and get you some security cameras at your house, because if he has like some kind of obsession with your house or with you, he might be doing stuff at your house that you don't know about. So I would definitely get some security cameras up, man. That's protect yours and you know, your home and everything. This guy obviously is unstable. That's if you want some ideas on how to deal with neighbors and stuff, I would man, TikTok, good grief. There are some crazy videos of crazy neighbors and just the whole story and how it goes even crazier and stuff. There is just I'm like, I'm so glad I don't have that problem. So glad. I've definitely seen some craziness, but yeah, the porta potty's got to go. That's not even a question. I forgot about the porta potty. Thank you, Melinda. The porta potty has got to go. That's got to be a city code. It has to be. Absolutely has to be. You cannot have a porta potty for an extended length of time. That's just insane. If it's smelling and stuff, that's nah. I'd have the city. I'd have the city on him daily. I'd have everybody under the sun on him daily if that's what was required to drive him nuts. But again, be careful. That's the main thing, is because we're all trying to apply logic to crazy and it doesn't work that way. So what you think of, oh, that could never happen. Well, when you're dealing with crazy people, yeah, it can. So you get some, I'm not joking, get some security cameras up, because you don't know what you don't know. So just make sure and protect yourself, because, you know, yeah, you want to get the house sold, but, you know, if he, like, decides to, like, throw a firebomb on your house or something, there ain't going to be a house to sell. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. Health inspection done on him. Yeah. He probably will. I mean, he's smart, but he's definitely crazy. Aw, thank you. But yeah, get you some security cameras, turn him into the city, just bug the crap out of him until he decides that either he's going to behave or he doesn't mind if you move. Basically. I mean, if one of my neighbors was like just off the charts crazy, yeah, I'd protect myself, I'd protect my family, and then I would drive them just as nuts. But, you know, just saying, deer carcass, that's all I'm saying. It's hunting season. Just keep bringing them by. Probably not the right person to ask. My husband will be like, oh God, why would you ask her? Sounds good. I'll talk to you later, man. Do we have any other questions today, or anybody want a shout out or a hello? No. Isn't she sweet? She's awesome. I love Melinda. She's great. She's going to come up here and be one of my neighbors. She's going to be up here. Oh, yeah, the rental market is a little insane right now. The sales market was crazy before, but the rental market is kind of hit right now. So, we're struggling right now because it's a lot of the homeowners are selling their houses, and so they're not renewing the leases on the tenants, and it's like, oh yeah, that goes over really well. So we really try to encourage the tenants to purchase a home for we try so hard. But a lot of them, they're just like, oh, they're just trying to sell me something. It will happen. Yes. So, but they don't normally, sometimes they just don't listen to us or whatever, but, we try, we really try. We encourage them to do it. We actually have a program where if you rent from us, as long as the owners are on the program or whatever, but if you rent from us and at some point during your lease, you decide you want to go ahead and purchase a home and you end up breaking your contract, we actually will pay your cancellation fee to the owner. As long as you use one of my agents, obviously, to purchase your home. We'll go ahead and do that for you because I believe so strongly in home ownership. It's just such a huge thing. So it will literally help you for generations. It could literally change your family tree. So 100% I believe in it. If you need help, with the SHIP program or any of the programs out there, USDA, anything like that, that's fine. Whatever you need to go and do that. But a lot of people, it actually is a statistic that 49% of my tenants will never own their own home. And when I started this company, I really wanted to change that statistic. I would really like to see like 75% of my tenants actually become homeowners. Because again, I just think it's the best thing for them, honestly. So we try really, really hard, but, we still haven't changed that statistic too much. So we have helped a lot of families over the last few years, but, anything and everything to help them get into a home because, especially right now, with so many owners are selling the houses and then the tenants are struggling to find a rental, it's rough. It's really rough. And I mean, they feel like, well, if I pay my rent every month, then, why are they asking me to move out? Well, because the house is worth double what they paid for it and they're selling now. And you didn't get your ducks in a row beforehand. So now, you're not qualified or you need to do something else to get qualified or whatever. And you don't have time. You're out of time. So yeah, it's been rough lately. It's like, they're like, well, why didn't you, tell me to buy a house? Are you kidding me? So, oh my God, so like literally we do everything to like help them get into home. Aside from me coming over with the house in hand, going here and like shoving it in that there's not much I can do. They have to decide for themselves that that's what they want to do. And some of them are just not comfortable with the idea of home ownership. But a leasing is not a good plan. I mean, for a long-term plan, it is. For short-term, absolutely. Of course, short-term, 6 months to a year, 2 years top. Okay, great. Absolutely. You need to get to know the area. Absolutely. That's what it's there for. It's a great idea. For a long-term plan for your family, that is a terrible idea. Horrible decision. Because the rent's going to go up. It's going to go up. And then at the end of years and years and decades of you owning a home, you get nothing. You flushed all that money. You don't have a house to sell. You have a house to move out of. And the rent has gone up astronomically. And it'll continue to rise because it goes with inflation. I mean, it's just crazy. So, sorry, I know I'm talking to y'all. Y'all probably all homeowners, but it just breaks my heart sometimes, especially, because I'm like, I warn them, and then it happens, and it's like, well, why didn't you warn us? Well, I give up. Like, what are you gonna do? I do know for sure, though, I don't want to be Greg's, I don't want to buy his house. Poor guy. Oh my goodness. That was some craziness. I'm looking for apartment rentals in Marion Oaks until I buy. I'm unable to find something. Yeah, finding a rental right now is really, really, really hard. People have to take responsibility. Yeah, you can say that, but they really do. And unfortunately, that means sacrificing on the unnecessary expenses to save up for a home and keep pushing even after some bumps in the road. That's exactly it. It's a roller coaster ride, but you just keep pushing forward. You see that goal in mind, you're going to get there. You guys, if you really want to become homeowners, you will become homeowners. Absolutely will. I know what you mean. Hopefully after a few months, we'll buy a house. Well, Emilio, keep that goal in mind. I mean, honestly, if even right now, start working with a realtor. Start working with a realtor and, have those check-ins because it's accountability too. It kind of helps with that because they ain't going to get paid until you close on a house. Oh, my husband's coming to check on me. I better get out of here. But yeah, I am good. So yeah, just keep working that, check with the realtor and check where you're at. Debbie wants me to buy in about 6 months. I need to rent until then. Absolutely. So that is what it's for. Perfect. In Ocala. I'm from the Philippines right now. I love Ocala. Aw, thank you. We love the Philippines. But yeah, definitely, that's what rentals are for. It's a short-term, perfect solution for that. Absolutely. But just, don't get comfortable. Just remember, it's not your house. It is somebody else's house. That money, every month that you pay your rent, you are flushing it down the toilet. That is paying somebody else's mortgage. Because at the end, when you move out of that house, if you've been there 10, 15 years, you've probably paid the mortgage for them. They now own the house free and clear. If they were on a 15-year mortgage, they definitely am. You've paid for that. And now you just move out and you go and pay for another mortgage somewhere. By the time you're done in 30 years, you will have purchased a couple of different houses plus put money in their pocket. Don't do that. Don't do that. But for short-term solution, perfect. Absolutely. 6 months, even a year, couple years, whatever you need, perfect solution for that. Absolutely. Do rentals. That being said, they are very hard to find right now. Something in Marion Oaks. We had one. I'm thinking who's got one. Oh, we have one coming up. Hold on. I'm thinking. Yeah, we have one coming up. Call Alex. Call Kathy. Kathy will get you in there. But call Kathy and let her know. I don't have Alex. Well, I'm looking around for my phone, y'all. Seriously. Please shout out to my family, Hinters Ridge. Oh my goodness, it moved. Hold on. I gotta make sure I don't mess up their names. Arcebido. Arcebido? Is that how I said it right? Hopefully. Big shout out to the Arcebido family. So, hi. hopefully, I didn't butcher your names too badly. You're welcome. Villanueva, that one's an easy one. But yeah, call Alex over. He's our leasing agent, and he knows what, because of course we have it on our website. If it's available right now, it's on our website, but truthfully, as soon as it hits our website, it's pretty much gone. We'll already have like applications and stuff. But if you call my guy Alex, he will know what's coming available, because he knows who's turned in notice. So he'll know within about a week or maybe 2 tops what's available. And especially after, I don't know, there's certain times during the month that we get, like, we know when people are moving out and stuff like that. But anyway, but yeah, Alex will have that information. He's on our website. I mean, you can definitely call him. He's on there. But if you want to, you can call over to Kathy at the office on Monday, and she will get you the number as well. So, or just send me an email. I can do that. So yeah, but he'll let you know what's going on. If you want specifically in Marion Oaks, I think we do have one coming up, but it's probably not till next month. It just depends on when the leases are up or when their notice is expired or whatever. So, but yeah, we have 126 properties, I think, in management. It is really hard for me to remember since I don't really work on, the individual houses so much anymore. I don't know who's turned in notice. I don't know which ones or whatever. Even though we have a property management meeting every week, the blonde roots, they run real deep. So I don't know from memory, but Alex, literally, that's what his job description is to get the houses rented out. So he'll know. So, all right. Any other questions? My husband's giving me dirty looks, so I gotta go. Everybody's like, ooh, don't anger the husband. He doesn't get angry. He's like perfect for me. He's never angry at me, but all right. All right. Well, you guys have an awesome night. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I had like a whole slew of people on here and everybody was talking. So I really, really, truly appreciate it. I really, really do. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. That's my aunt. That's my Aunt Jan. Hi. Aunt Jan is what? Oh my God. Aunt Jan is watching. Oh, I promise you, she's literally laughing her butt off right now at me. She is sitting there probably with, well, no, Grandpa probably already went to bed, but she is sitting there laughing and making fun. I absolutely promise you guys. She's got the craziest sense of humor. So love you. Tell Grandpa I saw a squirrel. I'll talk to you guys later. So true. Y'all have a good night. Bye. That was a crazy one.